Yeah, this is going to be a very, very dangerous situation as it heads up toward the Big Bend part of Florida and into the Panhandle as well. Hurricane warnings have now been extended all the way up to the Florida-Georgia border, and I'll show you that a little later on this half hour. But I do want to show you this right here as the cloud cover starts to work in and the rainfall. You can really start to see where the center of Hermine is located now. Still a tropical storm, but expected to intensify into a Category 1 hurricane before making landfall. Hurricane hunters are out right now taking a look at it. Here's a little plane here. You can see where they flew out of Mississippi down through, it looks like they marked what is probably the center of Hermine right here, and then flew all the way down. I'm guessing to see how far out tropical storm force winds extend. It looks like they've reached the end of that, and now they're going to turn around and probably do some crisscrosses back across the center here to try to figure out the precise location of the center, but likely to intensify into a Category 1 hurricane by this evening, just before making landfall. And although the winds are probably going to cause some power outages and things of that nature as the storm moves on shore, the even bigger threat is going to be the rainfall, which could be 8 to 10 inches, but in isolated locations, 20 inches possible of rainfall as it moves through North Florida and southern Georgia tonight. And then it moves to the Carolinas throughout the day tomorrow as possibly remaining a tropical storm. Part of it still over the water, gathering that moisture and the heat needed, and then eventually moving offshore near North Carolina, Virginia, maybe out over the ocean, but maybe hanging out along the east coast of the U.S. through the holiday weekend, sending in lines of squally weather and some rip currents and just making sort of a mess of the Labor Day holiday weekend along the east coast of the U.S. Tropical storm force winds can extend easily up through North Florida and into southern Georgia. There in the purple and the reds, you see that. And then the farther out you get from the middle of this area here, the greens are less of a probability of tropical storm force winds, but extending all the way up the east coast of the U.S. The other threat is going to be the potential for tornadic activity as Hermine moves on shore. The higher threat here is sort of in this peach color, and that extends from south of Savannah, Georgia, all the way down to, here's Spring Hill, here's Cedar Key, all the way up to north of Daytona Beach. And then the green areas here, that is an area that also is under a tornado risk, although it's less of a risk than this area here, but that extends all the way up to south of Macon, Georgia here. So that's a pretty large area for the potential for some tornadic activity as Hermine moves inland. Here's a look at what's going on in our area, and it's not much. We hardly have had any rainfall so far today. There's quite a bit. Look at this over here from Hermine moving in along the west coast. But our rain chances are relatively low today. We gave it about a 40% chance for showers and thunderstorms. That'll mainly be this afternoon, moving south to north, and a few storms could be strong, and we could see some pockets of heavy rainfall. But really, this is more like our typical summer weather for this time of year. For September, isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms is something that we typically see across South Florida this time of year. So we went with a 40% chance for rain today, 40% tomorrow with less of a breeze and temperatures climbing a couple of degrees. Then we lowered the chance for rain for Saturday, Sunday, and Labor Day on Monday. It looks like only a 30% chance for rain. So partly sunny skies, hot and humid through the holiday weekend with light winds and just isolated to scattered rainfall.